Hey guys, it's Rob. Hey guys, it's Rob. And this is a pretty neat view that I have from that property. That's a mount. That's like a mountain almost. Oh, and it goes down to Mount. It goes down and down at the bottom of this is Mount Vernon Ave, and then it goes up again. You're never gonna keep it down. It goes up, it goes down, and then it goes up again. You're never gonna keep it down. It goes up. It's up. It goes down, and then it goes up again. Yeah. Got disconnected. All right, let me start from the bottom. Now I'm here. All right, so this guy called like first person or lame or whatever makes a video about him. I mentioned him in a video, and Joseph went onto the guy's channel and where he works, and then called the guy's work and got him fired. May have gotten him fired, or the guy's job is at risk, or something like that. Joseph says that he got the guy fired, right? So, I don't know what logic is. So Joseph is like, oh, oh, these guys are stalking me because they're responding to publicly visible content on the internet. So I'm gonna find out who they are and where they work and get them fired. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. I mean, he has an unusual idea of what the word stalker is, doesn't he? Respond to content that anybody in the world can fucking see. I mean, Blake Logan or whatever his name is, and this first person shooter guy haven't done anything offline. All right, I mean, I guess you could argue that I've crossed the line a couple of times. I've pranked phone called him and shit like that. But he gave his number out. If you give out your number, you should expect that. You know, he gave out his number. You know, so, but it still didn't mean that I should not have pranked him. I should not have prank phone called him. But what I prank phone called him about was something that people were saying anyways. A prostitute got murdered in his town, and Joseph was questioned by the FBI about it. He claims it was after I called him, but no, he was a suspect before I called him. So he's full of shit when it comes to that. So how did I know about it? Because I have family members who are in law enforcement on my mom's side. So, you know, it's funny, right? Like, Joseph's always bringing up my criminal history, but I could literally get his whole criminal history easily. It'd be like 40 fucking bucks. I could drag that out easily. Easily. But I wouldn't do that because I'm not a dick. And yeah, people did call Joseph's work, right? But that was Kruna Satori who did that. Right? I so Joseph was like an orderly like on a mental ward or something like that. You know, I think. if I remember right. I don't know. I never really researched it. I'm just saying what I was told. But he should have been a patient on a mental ward. Holy shit, man. But I don't know. That's pretty fucking greasy to find out where a guy works by going through his content and getting him fired over a single fucking video. Unless he made other videos that I didn't see or hear about. But as far as I know, the guy only made one fucking video about him. So the thing is that like I fucking warned these people that Joseph's like that. I mean, didn't they see the Drunken Peasants wiki page when it was still up? The Drunken Peasants Wikipedia page about Joseph said that he stalks people. There's been all kinds of people who he's stalked. Even stalked fucking Paul Zigo. Found out where he lived before he moved again. And that's part of the reason why Paul Zigo moved out of the of where the studio is. Because Paul Zigo lived in the same building as the studio. So he could walk from his apartment to where the studio is without even leaving the building. Because there was times where he would do periscopes and then he would leave and then he would do a periscope like 20 minutes later in the studio, and people figured out, and people overheard him talking about moving into the same building as the studio. And then Brett found the studio somehow through a periscope. They did a periscope where they were walking back from a bar to the studio, and there was stuff in the background. Funny enough, that's how I figured out how to figure out where Jesse Powell Stroud lives. Is by through his content and looking for landmarks and then marking those landmarks on Google Maps. And then eventually he did a live stream where he walked through like a park near his house. And it was like a big cement park. It was like a big big like basketball like court like thing. So then I just looked for something of that size near all the other places that I had marked, and I found it. He lives near St. Andrews Park in Brooklyn, New York. And he's the one who gave away where he lives, so that's not doxing or anything. And also, I don't give a fuck. He knows where I live, so if he's got a problem with me, he can come here. Or I'll go there. I am gonna go there. I'm gonna go there in March. I'm gonna go right out in front of his house too. I'm gonna Martelli that fucking son of a bitch. And the reason why I would go to New York and confront Jesse Essence to Niagara Falls, that Joseph is 10 more hours away from New York. Well, than New York. All right, it only takes 9 hours to get to New York from here. Right? But Joseph Martelli is 19 hours away, right? And also, you know, he's flat out said that he isn't gonna interact with me. He's gonna run inside, hide in his grandmother's basement, and call the cops on me. So what a fucking dick, getting some guy, and the guy's like, the guy is autistic too. He admitted to being autistic. He publicly stated he was autistic. So that's not cool. I'm autistic. I'm autistic as fuck. So I'm not too happy right now. You know, I keep telling these dudes, I told these dudes to rethink whether or not they wanted to fuck with this guy. I warned them. People are telling them that, Robert warned you. Robert warned you. I saw a couple of people say that. So, I'm like the, Paul's ego of Joseph Martelli, you know? Like, I know Joseph. I know him pretty well, unfortunately. I know him about as well as Paul's ego knows Brett Keane. The Matthew situation, individual. So I feel bad. I feel bad for this autistic dude who got fired because of Joseph. It's like first person shooters are lame or something like that. I don't know if he probably deleted his whole YouTube. Because I couldn't find it. But go to Blake's channel and look for him. And if you find him, subscribe to whatever channel he's using, and show him some love. If he actually got fired, give him some subs so that way he can at least have some subs. That might make him feel a little bit better. Probably not though. I don't know. The Joseph Martelli game is a dangerous game. You have to know the consequences before you start playing, Like playing Jumanji, In the jungle, you must wait until the dice are 5 or 8. Man! And it was that bitch's turn, too. She could have just rolled the dice one more time, and she could have gotten a 5 or an 8. And then he would have only been in there for like 20 minutes. Because, and it's true, right? Because she could have just kept rolling the dice over and over and over again, because there was only 2 players, right? And if he was stuck in the jungle, it would have just kept skipping over him. Because there was only 2 players. Alright? He can't play. He couldn't, Carl, or his name was like Carl or something, right? Carl couldn't play because he was in the jungle, and there was only 2 players on the fucking board. So it would have been her turn constantly. She could have just sat there and just kept rolling and rolling the dice until she got a 5 or an 8, or until she got to the end of the game. And then it would have just undone completely. But then you would have not had, the the later part. It was like 20 years later. Why am I fucking talking about Jumanji? Whatever. This is fucking weird. Oh yeah, because I was saying Joseph Martelli is a dangerous game. It's the most dangerous game. It's like the most dangerous game with oh yeah, was Lord Zordon, no Zoron or whatever, the where they hunt people, where the guy hunts people. The most dangerous game. It's a good movie. Of course, there's been a lot of like parodies of it and like spoofs of it and comedy versions of it and shit like that. I love that. I like that. The tires stacked up like that. It's like a retaining wall, I think. That'd be a nice little garden. You grow flowers there, but it's not on. It's not on our side. But it's better than having all that crumble into our yard all the time. That would suck. Alright, well, I have to go take a shit. So bye. Bye, bye, bye.